Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We had some snow out there across much of the state, especially in the southern portions of the region. York, Cumberland County, up through the mid-coast, areas like Lewiston, Augusta, and those areas saw a good amount of snowfall for the daytime today. And it certainly did cause some slippery travel as you headed up towards the north, certainly a lot less up towards the mountains, over towards northern Maine as well. Just some snow flurries and snow showers in those areas. But yeah, some areas picked up over 3 inches of snow. So let's get into it. Let's talk about some of these snowfall totals that we've seen so far as of 4 o'clock. Now, these aren't official totals, but they are as of 4 p.m. And we are looking at Buxton right now, one of the higher totals that we have seen, around 3.3 inches of snow. Cumberland coming in around 3.1. Porter, thank you to Heidi for sending in that report, 2.5 inches. Westbrook, the same, 2.5 inches of snow in the Westbrook area. And then we had Michael send in a report from North Sebago of 1.1 inch, and over towards Peru. As you headed up towards the north, Brian sent in a report of only about a half an inch there. So again, kind of gives you the idea, the further south you were, the more snow there was throughout the daytime today. Up towards the north and mountains, really not much to speak of during the afternoon and morning hours. Now, let's get a look specifically at Biddeford. So let me pull up Biddeford's camera. And about 5-10 minutes ago, there was some light snow falling. It's one of the few places that are still looking at some very light snow down towards portions of coastal York County. Most everybody is just looking at cloudy skies. Right now, a temperature of 25 degrees in the Biddeford area. As we head up towards Portland, we are looking at generally cloudy skies out there right now as well. And please send in your report. What are you seeing? How much snow did you receive over the last, say, 24 or so hours? I guess 12 hours, I really would call it. But how much did you see? Where was it taken? And what time? I'd love to know any more reports. But you head up towards areas like Berlin. Look at this. Little break in the sky. Yes. Even a few peaks of sun in some spots, which actually was expected up towards the north during the afternoon. You notice the temperature of only 19 degrees. These temperatures are going to fall, and they are going to fall very rapidly. Now that we're past, the snow for the most part across the state, we are onto a totally separate story, and that is the cold shot of air that we are going to be dealing with as we head into the day on Monday. Once again, we are going to be talking about wind chills likely below zero to start the morning tomorrow. Heading off to work or school, it is going to be very cold out there. I'll show you guys the numbers in just a little bit, but I also want to show you the Raymond sky cam throughout the daytime today. You saw the snow falling, very low visibility throughout much of the daytime today, and then kind of cleared up a little bit over the last hour or so in the Raymond area. We have seen a lot of the snow pass down to the south. It is moving off the coast for the most part, but we are going to see, again, skies start to clear as we head through the nighttime tonight. The wind is going to pick up, and we are going to be dealing with a north wind that is going to be, yes, very, very cold as we head into the day on Monday. So an area of low pressure down to our south, that is going to slowly ride on up towards, I would say, the north and east as we head through, I would call it maybe the next 24 to 36 hours. It is going to pass to the south of us, and we are going to see generally skies start to clear as it moves away. But as it does so, we are also going to see the winds increase. So let's zoom in a little bit closer to Maine, and you can see that areas are now looking at pretty much just cloudy skies. I would ignore any of those blue dots that you see up towards the north. Some of those that are actually moving may be showing a couple flurries in a couple towns. That would be about it. But some of those darker blue spots that you see that are kind of just standing still, a lot of that is just the radar picking something up that's likely not weather related. But let's zoom in a little bit closer to specifically York County. And we can do that by doing this. Areas like Ogunquit, you are looking at the last little bit of the snow. Yes, we have some very light flurries for coastal Route 1 along I-95. Those are coming to an end likely over the next 10 or 15 minutes, I would say. Maybe up towards the, down towards York and Kittery. Could be looking at some very light snow showers right now. But again, for the most part, we are just looking at mainly cloudy skies across the region. That is going to be the case as we head through the nighttime, at least the next couple hours, and eventually we are going to see skies start to clear. And as we zoom out a little bit more, again, you can see there's not too much off to the west. We just have that storm system down to the south, still bringing some areas of snow to Cape Cod, southeastern Massachusetts as well. We are going to see that storm lift away from the area. And I wanted to actually zoom in a little bit on the Doppler, and you can see I want to specifically show one thing. If you lived in downtown Portland, I was keeping an eye on this band that moved in during the early afternoon hours. So this is about 12 o'clock, and you can see if you take a look, that little band of darker blue shading right there. This was right around 12:30, and you can see that band move in right to Portland and kind of just sit there and move right over the Portland area for probably a solid hour or two. So you could be talking a difference between the Jetport, which isn't, of course, exactly in downtown downtown Portland. You could be looking at maybe an inch or so difference of snow from downtown Portland as that band just set up over downtown Portland over the early afternoon hours. There could be a difference between the Jetport maybe reporting 2-3 inches of snow. I haven't gotten the official word on that yet. And then you head to downtown, there could have been a little bit more. So we did have a little bit of a band set up in downtown Portland during the daytime today. The numbers are already cooling off up towards the north. We have numbers up towards the far north running in the teens for many spots. Rangeley coming in at 14 degrees, 19 degrees in Berlin, Bethel in the lower 20s, 21 degrees seems to be the popular number from Caribassa Valley all the way through central New Hampshire. 26 degrees right now in Denmark. If you're heading out this evening down towards York, Cumberland counties, again, mainly cloudy skies will give way to some clearing, and we are going to see temperatures right now running in the mid-20s. But if you have plans, certainly grab the coat on the way out the door because it is going to get cold by the time we get into the nighttime tonight, because not only will the temperatures drop, but the wind is going to pick up as well. And let's make one last trip over towards the mid-coast, and we are looking at temperatures in the 20s, as you've probably heard all of us meteorologists say over the last couple of weeks. Ignore the Wiscasset temperature. More than likely, Wiscasset's probably in the mid-20s as well. As Boothbay's 26, Topsom's 25, Whitefield's 27. I would say Wiscasset's in the mid-20s as well. It has certainly been having some issues, so let's just do this. Didn't work. Never mind. Let's just move on to the next graphic. Anyways, I was trying to scribble out the Wiscasset temperature, but it didn't really work on me. So we're going to move on to the winds and talk about some of the winds. Right now, not too bad. We have winds sustained 5 to 15 miles per hour. They are going to go up a little bit as we head through the evening hours and into the nighttime tonight as well. We have the wind gust that will gust upwards of 20 to 30 miles per hour through the daytime tomorrow. So temperatures for tonight will fall back to the single numbers for many areas. We are talking low single numbers for areas like Berlin, especially with those clearing skies. It'll happen earlier in the evening up towards the north, so we'll allow for some of the cooler temperatures up towards the north, which of course is typical. And then even down towards the coastline, we're looking at numbers running in the low teens, maybe some single numbers, upper single numbers possible in some areas down towards the coastline. As you see, we're straddling right around 10 degrees in the Brunswick area over towards Portland as well. So again, light snow showers possible down towards parts of southern coastal York County over the next half hour or so. Most of that moves out. You notice this computer model in particular is trying to keep those light snow showers in southern York County through the next couple hours. So I'll be watching that. Again, I say watching it, but it's really not a big deal. This would be nothing more than just some light flurries, maybe some light snow showers. But don't be surprised if you are in Portsmouth, if you are in Kittery or York or even Biddeford, Saco areas like that. Don't be surprised to see a couple snow showers over the next couple hours. But for the most part, we are going to see skies start to clear. And you can actually see that happening up towards areas across the north as we head through the evening hours. Skies will continue to clear through the evening and nighttime, and temperatures are going to drop. I do think, again, some areas up towards the north probably drop into the single numbers during the nighttime tonight. And then for tomorrow, look at this. High temperatures, only in the upper teens and low 20s. If you're up towards the north, you're probably not even getting into the, I would say I wouldn't be surprised if some areas like Jackman or some of the cooler locales don't even get out of the single digits. Some areas probably in the low teens for the most part, Berlin, Rangeley. But you get the idea. Very cold day for tomorrow. Tack on a 20 to 30 mile per hour wind, and you know what that does to the wind chill, of course. But nothing to talk about weather-wise in terms of, snow or rain or anything like that for the daytime tomorrow. We are going to be dry, mostly sunny skies, so the sunshine will return when you wake up for tomorrow morning. High temperatures, again, running in the teens to low and mid-20s across the state. We are going to see low to mid-20s for most areas, but dress for about 5 to 10 degrees across much of southern Maine. This is a snapshot of around 2 o'clock, and you can see the wind gusts upwards of 20 to 30 miles per hour. As I mentioned, we are going to see some of these temperatures drop in a big way. And Travis, tuning in, making a good point. If you have any standing water, especially if it's not totally coated up with ice melt or sand or salt or something like that, just some standing water, that is frozen by the time we get to the nighttime tonight, because, even with temperatures a little bit below freezing during the daytime today, of course, you can still have some melting. You can still have some wet roads. The plows go by. Some of that can melt, and it can certainly cause some ice. So there is the chance for some slippery spots overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. Good point, Travis. Yes, Corey, great idea. Take it slow, drive safe. It was a little slippery on my way in for the daytime today. So certainly something you want to keep in mind if you do have to head outside. Just, of course, give yourself some extra time. If you have to be, if a commute typically takes you 15 minutes, maybe you allow 25 or 30 minutes just in case, just to give yourself a little extra time. Plus, you're probably going to have to brush your car off if you haven't already. Let's get a look at the wind chills as we head into tomorrow. And we can do that right here. And this is during the morning hours. Look at that. Yes, everybody's going to be below zero. We are talking wind chills 0 to 15, 16 below zero across the state tomorrow morning. This is 7 o'clock in the morning. This is when you factor in the wind plus temperatures running in the single numbers to low teens. It is going to feel probably more, I would say, call it 5 to 15 below zero across the state when you wake up tomorrow morning. So a very, very cold, biting wind through the daytime tomorrow. And this is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We are looking at numbers that will feel like 0 to 10 degrees for most of us. Then you head up towards the mountains. It's just a different ball game up there. We are talking wind chills 10, 12, 13 below zero for a good part of the mountains for the daytime tomorrow. So a very cold day on Monday. A frigid shot of cold air is moving in. That is going to continue into the evening. The winds will slowly start to die down, but the temperatures, of course, will drop as we head into the evening and nighttime. And you may have heard we have a system late in the week. So there's a few things that I want to mention. Right now, it looks like the timing of it would be Friday morning, potentially into Friday early afternoon, evening hours as well. Right now, it looks like we are talking rain for, I would call it 90% of the state. This is for areas that typically see snow, may see rain out of this event as we head through late Thursday night through Friday morning and into Friday early afternoon as well. And you can see this wind out of the south, some of those arrows moving very, very fast. Some of the computer models we're talking wind gusts 40 plus miles per hour for Friday morning. And we are also looking at some rain that could be on the stronger side, heavier side, I guess you should say. But temperatures are going to probably climb for many areas in the upper 40s and lower 50s. It seems like it's been forever since we've seen temperatures running in the low 50s, but it is certainly possible as we head through late in the week. But you also notice, yes, there is some computer model guidance showing the chance for some snow up towards the mountains. And you can see that right there, right around the 11 o'clock hour. I don't want to get into the details up towards the north because we are still 5 days away or so. And we will continue to update this as we head through the week. But right now, it doesn't look like it's a big snow event by any means. This looks like a rain event for the Friday morning time frame into early Friday afternoon. And then there's one thing that I want to mention. So that system moves out. This is around 5 o'clock. Again, I'm not going to get into too much of the details with it. We're still way too far away to get into too much detail. But one thing that I have been keeping a very close eye on is cold air rushing back in as we head through Friday night. And we could be talking temperatures Friday morning in the low 50s. Then by the time you go home, say it's 51, 52 degrees when you're leaving for work at 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. You could come home and it could be in the upper 20s and low 30s. And then you go to bed, we're probably talking teens, maybe some single numbers up towards the north. So put the math equation together and you have rain and 50 degrees throughout much of the daytime. And then all of a sudden the temperatures drop from 50 to literally 15 degrees within a 6 to 8 hour period. And you are watching the potential for some black ice. You are watching the potential for a flash freeze as we head through Friday evening and Friday night. So just keep that in mind. I'm sure all of us will be mentioning it throughout the week that there is likely going to be some rain for the day on Friday, warm temperatures, but then a morning high temperature in the lower 50s. But then by the time we get to the afternoon, we're probably already into the 30s. And then we are going to drop into the teens for many spots Friday night. So a lot of wet surfaces during the daytime on Friday, a lot of puddles during the daytime on Friday, because you're not only factoring in the rain, you're also factoring in a lot of snow melt across the state. So we could be looking at the potential for a flash freeze. It is something that I just want everybody to, think about as we head into Friday evening. If you have plans to drive anywhere Friday evening, just stay tuned to the forecast. Really, that's all I can tell you at this point. We are still several days away. Morning high of 51 degrees on Friday. By the time we get into the afternoon, it's one of those weird days where you don't know what to put for the high temperature, because technically the high is going to occur after midnight into Friday morning, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then as the rain passes and we dry out, temperatures during the afternoon are probably in the 30s. So you can see the numbers go down, and we are going to see overall, though, a mostly dry forecast as we head through the next 4 days. I think we're mainly dry, and there could be, again, a little bit of mountain mix, but I really just want to draw your attention once again to that number right there. 49 degrees during the day, 13 degrees Friday night. So just be weary of that. If you have any, plans Friday evening, there certainly could be some black ice potentially as we head into that time frame. And Saturday right now looks dry. There may be a system passing through on Sunday, but of course, still a week away. We're not too concerned about the chance for some rain or snow showers 7 days from now. So overall, the big weather story as we head into the week is the cold shot of air for the daytime tomorrow, and then the warming trend for the middle of the week. We are going to see some melting for the day on Wednesday with a little bit of sunshine, some clouds, temperatures near 40, another warmer day for the day on Thursday. Temperatures only go up. It looks like, we start in the low 20s on Thursday, but then by the time we get to midnight Thursday night, we're talking temperatures in the 40s easily. And then by the time we get to Friday morning, we could be looking at, 40s and low 50s for high temperatures, and then a much cooler weekend. Temperatures cool off for the day on Saturday. Another system possible as we head into next weekend. But of course, we will continue to watch that. So let me pull up a couple more of your guys' comments. Thank you for tuning in. What else? What do we have? Hello to you, Tatiana. I appreciate you tuning in this evening. What else do we have? Janet. Janet, shout out to you. Hey. It's a good idea you don't live up here. You guys got a little snow in Connecticut, though. And then, yes, Travis, Friday. That is for Friday afternoon, Friday night. This certainly could be a very big drop of temperatures as we head through that time frame. And something, of course, to watch as we head through the next couple days. But be prepared for that cold air for the daytime tomorrow. That's the big weather story as we head through the next 24 hours. I hope you guys have a good evening. I will say that we do not have a 6 p.m. show. We aren't online, or we are not on TV. I think it's due to sports football, but we are going to be back on as we head through the nighttime. So hopefully you can tune in and watch the forecast for the nighttime. Tonight I'll have more on the 7-day forecast and any changes that may come our way. So I hope you guys have a good evening and have a great rest of your Sunday.